The Bible isn't just a book of random stories. It's 66 different books that come together to tell one story. An incredible one. About God's love for us. And now for an amazing story.
Inspired by the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verses 9 to 12.
The Bible is filled with words of wisdom that encourage us to love God, love others, and love life. Sometimes Jesus would share stories to help people understand how God's truth played out in their lives. That's what stories can do for you. The book of 1 John was written by one of Jesus' closest friends who traveled with Jesus for nearly 3 years. In this letter, John challenges a group of believers to reject false teachings and remember God's truth in their everyday life. Here is how God showed his love among us. He sent his one and only Son into the world. He sent him so we could receive life through him. Here's what love is. It's not that we loved God. It's that he loved us and he sent his Son to give his life to pay for our sins. Dear friends, since God loved us this much, we should also love one another. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made complete in us. Let's see how this truth might play out in someone's life today. Alex ended the phone call with his mother and groaned. She made it clear she expected him to be at the big Johnson family gathering this weekend.
I was gonna go skiing.
To make matters worse, his mother had asked him to bake Great Aunt Edna's fruitcake, since Gia, as they called her, was hiking in Thailand this year. Mom had even texted him the recipe.
Citron? Cardamom? I don't even know what half this stuff is.
Alex knew exactly how things would go at the family gathering. Aunt Lou would greet him at the door. She never spoke in anything below a shout.
How is my favorite nephew? When are you gonna get married so I can get some great nephews?
Next, his cousin Ellie would corner him with whatever she was trying to sell this year.
Are you into frivolous vinegars yet? They have changed my life. Here, smell this. I can get you the starter set for just $299.
Uncle Ben would rescue Alex, but that would be worse because he always smelled like icy hot.
It's a nice crisp 22 degrees out there. You want to go for a 10-mile run?
Then Cousin Finn and his wife Lee and their 57 kids would show up.
Here, hold the baby. Oh, sorry about that. She spits up.
Yeah, I noticed.
Alex's mom was usually great, but when she hosted big gatherings, she'd start barking orders like a drill sergeant.
Baste that turkey. Move it now.
Alex dreaded going so much that he didn't even start packing until the day he needed to leave. First, his suitcase busted.
Oh, blasted zipper.
And then Alex realized he had forgotten to bake the fruitcake. After a quick trip to the grocery store, he desperately threw ingredients together.
Well, I hope salt is the same thing as citron.
While the fruitcake baked, Alex tried to finish packing and missed the oven timer ding. Instead, what he heard,
No!
Alex rushed into the kitchen to discover smoke. His fruitcake had been burned to a crisp. Pulling the fruitcake out of the oven only added to the dense smoke.
I have to get this out of here.
Alex shoved open the door to his balcony and dropped the charred cake onto the railing. Without thinking, he shut the door.
It is freezing out here.
He turned to open the door. It was locked.
No!
Alex shivered and stared at the blackened fruitcake. He hadn't even gotten to his family gathering yet, and it was already ruining his life.
Now what you doing out there, honey?
Alex glanced up to see his neighbor Cheyenne open the door to her balcony. She was the most comforting person he knew, almost like a second mother.
I'm locked out.
Well, bless your heart. Climb on over.
Awkwardly, Alex clambered over the railing, onto the balcony, and into the warm apartment.
Sit down a minute and warm up while I get a cup of tea.
Alex took a look at the clock and panicked.
I can't. I have to go. I have to pack. I need a fruit cake. And
Slow down, child.
Alex gave up and collapsed on the sofa.
family reunion thing. I just cannot face these people right now. I'm already stressed out and they're gonna drive me nuts.
It's the people we love the most that'll make us the craziest.
Well, I can't love any of them today.
Sure enough, not all worked up like that.
So, you know what? I shouldn't go. I won't go.
I didn't say that, honey. These people need love, and God sure enough used you to show them some love.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Isn't any love in this world that comes from anywhere else, whether we know it or not?
She pointed out the framed verse hanging over the little chair in the corner.
Here is what love is. It is not that we loved God, it is that He loved us and sent His Son to give His life to pay for our sins. Dear friends, since God loved us this much, we should also love one another.
God loves you first, burnt fruitcake and all. So you can just sit back and let God help you love your crazy family, honey.
Well, I guess.
I got an extra chocolate chess pie you can take with you.
You're taking away all my excuses.
Your mom is not going to be a happy lady if you don't show up.
At last, Alex stood with a rueful smile and took the pie Cheyenne held out.
Okay, I'm going. Thank you.
Several hours later, Alex pulled into the driveway of his parents' home. Light shone in every window, and he could already hear kids shrieking in loud arguments, but he took a deep breath and grinned. It wasn't up to him to get along with everyone in the house. It was his job to ask for God's help and to trust God to help him be patient and show love to each person.